Hey everybody, it's Zach with the Midnight Jamboree, and I'm going to do another unboxing for you today. It's Tuesday. It's not a new release, but it's a newer item that I picked up over Black Friday and it just finally came in. Blade Runner, the final cut, the 4K Ultra HD edition. Now, for this one in particular, it is obviously 35th anniversary of Blade Runner. Sequel, Blade Runner 2049 came out, so this obviously was going to get a 4K release this year. But the thing with this one is it came out and it kind of went away, and it didn't go out of print. As far as I know, there was a misprint where they kind of weren't using the exact discs that they needed to use for every single set. So there was kind of that non-continuity with the release. As far as I know, there was a special features disc that's supposed to be included as opposed to a disc that had a lot of alternate cuts for the film. As far as I'm aware, for this one, they're just like, director's cut is really, the final cut, excuse me, is really the one that they're really trying to stick with. So I'm going to open this up here. So it's obviously Blade Runner 4K. And you see, I really like the lenticular style on this one. Blade Runner is definitely a film that lends itself obviously to the more sci-fi kind of coolness. So obviously it should have a lenticular slip. And just the side really looks nice too. Just Blade Runner, the final cut. Very subtle. I mean, obviously not really anything terrible. Obviously it has Harrison Ford's name on it, but still. You can see just it looks nice. Definitely will look pretty good on a shelf. Obviously, I like mine without the slip covers. That's just the kind of guy I am. So, here's the overall set. Using the Final Cut art, it's a little bit different. Here's the other version I have, and that's going to be the 5-disc Collector's Complete Edition that came out several years ago. It has pretty much every single thing known to man. So, I'll kind of dig into that a little bit later as to the key differences between these two. But this one, obviously 4K, that's the big selling point for this. It just has the final cut in 4K. I don't know if anyone's really upset about that. I think as far as it really goes, the final cut is the definitive point of the film. There are so many different cuts of this movie that it's almost ridiculous. So everybody kind of has their preference here or there. But I think obviously Ridley Scott's preference is the final cut. So that's why we get that all the time. So opening it up here, obviously of course a digital copy that I will use for myself. But we have here Blade Runner, the final cut. And obviously it's a stacker case because I certainly do expect a Blu-ray to be right underneath this one. But this one is the DVD Disc 2, which includes Dangerous Days, Making of Blade Runner. So that's kind of an interesting notion there. And under it is Disc 4, the Enhancement Archive. So it's Disc 2, and there's Disc 4. So let's see what is under this disc. Disc 1. So we have Disc 1, Disc 2, and Disc 4. So obviously I guess that's, I don't know if that's correct. I'm going to kind of consult with everything. But obviously, Disc 1, the Blu-ray. Alright, so I kind of moved it so I have the 4K right underneath there because I always hate stacker cases, especially when they put kind of the disc that you really want out of that set, like the 3D or the 4K disc right on top, where you can easily get some scuffs and scrapes. So as far as I'm aware, this is accurate to not include the third disc, as the third disc does include the different cuts of the film. So it does include the different cuts of the film on the third disc, and the work print is on disc number 5. So it is accurate to just have disc 2, 1, and 4. It's weird. I really wish they had relabeled those. Obviously, I got this disc, this set for the 4K. The rest of them I don't give a care about, so I highly doubt anything like that will impact me. But it's kind of nice to have the 4K, like I was saying, because that's the way we're going. That's the direction. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Jurassic Park 4K coming up for when Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom comes out. I don't know if we will. I'm hopeful because I really love those movies, and as long as we get something that looks a little bit nicer, kind of like how the 3D version looked as opposed to the 2D kind of Blu-ray remaster, I think we'll be in good shape. So, kind of getting into this one specifically, this is out of print. You can still get this one for, I won't say relatively cheap, it's about $50 most places to kind of get this one either used or brand new. And this one does include, obviously, Disc 1, final cut of the film. Then you have Disc 2 will have Dangerous Days, which is exactly like that one. Then Disc 3, it's Blu-ray. It's going to be the theatrical cut, the theatrical international cut, and the director's cut. And then on Disc 4, back to another DVD. This is going to be kind of those entertainment archives. and then they have disc number 5, which is the work print of the film. So this one has 5 different cuts of the film. Definitely kind of the better thing if you really care about Blade Runner and you're a big fan of it. You're going to want all of these cuts. And like I said, Ridley Scott loves the final cut. That's the final cut of the movie. It took forever to happen, but it's a final cut. And this one, like I said, if you want to explore every nook and cranny of Blade Runner, you're going to want to track this set down, because this one's just not going to cut it. As far as I know, the issue that they had with these is that disc, I believe it was disc number 4 for the Entertainment Archives, was not included, but disc number 3 from this set was included. So if you'd gotten that set, you would have gotten a lot more cuts of the film. Almost would have been kind of more of a complete set, as opposed to this one where it's just really not a complete set whatsoever. So that's kind of at your discretion. It's worth it. Obviously the 4K, this is, like I said, this is where we're going. We're probably going to get rid of Blu-ray eventually, but we still haven't gotten rid of DVD, so who's to say if Blu-ray will ever go away or if it will kind of be around forever. So that'll kind of do it for this unboxing / slight comparison here for Blade Runner. Like I said, if you really love the movie, hang on to your original 5-disc set or try and track it down, because it is worth it to have all those cuts of the film, especially because they are on Blu-ray. They're not just a standard DVD kind of like they've been before. Or if that's kind of what you have to do, just try and get the DVD set, because that one, as far as I know, is a little bit more readily available. But for the 4K, it is going to come back in print. I think they're just trying to figure some stuff out. I mean, I got mine for about $15 or so from deepdiscount.com as opposed to Best Buy, because Best Buy was sold out, because people are trying to scalp this one pretty heavily until it comes back into full circulation. So, I said, I think that'll kind of do it for this installment of the Midnight Jamboree unboxing. Don't forget to subscribe to us on here and hit that notification bell so you can see the next time we upload a video. And also be sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, Twitter, and all those good places so you can see a little bit of what we do outside of the YouTube channel here. All right. For the Midnight Jamboree, I'm Zach. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.